Okay, you ready? Here we go, your debut. Hey, good morning. So guess what? We have a new puppy. This is Kaya. We had kind of a sad story with Maya, if you remember. Um, she was a dog we had for 13 years. We took her. We were taking her to the vets for. She was having some difficulty breathing and drinking tons and tons of water, and we took her to the vets. And by the time we got there, when we got there, she could hardly stand up. So they said there was really nothing they could do for her. It came on pretty quickly. She let's go to a different setting. You wanna? Let's go. Hey, come on, come on. What do you think? Huh? Oh, you good puppy. Look at you. She's just figuring out. She is all puppy. She's not housebroke yet. We're working on it, but she's been really good. So I did want to give you an economic update on where we're at with building this year. Maya is Kaya. I keep calling her Maya. Anyway, she is such a good dog. So pricing. I just went through everything this morning, looking at pricing for lumber and windows, doors, all of that stuff, concrete, and did a quick review. So let's go back down to the shop, and we'll take a look at pricing, what it's doing up and down. Okay, let's go. Come on, puppy. Well, I need to put her in the house, and I'll go down to the shop. This was a perfect day to do an economic update because I'm sitting here twiddling my thumbs waiting for my generator to my house to be serviced, and found out some kind of interesting things. The battery is no good. I guess it was put out in 2016 and it's not any good. But also, we've never, since we owned the house, we bought it in 2007, the generator was installed by the previous owner in 2000. If you remember the 2YK, when that happened, when there was a fear that the world was going to crumble and lose power and jets would fall out of the sky. There was real fear back then. That was kind of interesting. So generators in 2000 were double, the price doubled on generators because there was such huge demand. They wanted to get them in before the big 2YK problem. A lot of you probably remember that. A lot of you probably don't. Anyway, we bought it in 2007, and ever since, from 2007 till today, it would never start on its own. If we lost power, it wouldn't start up because apparently, and the technician found that there's whatever circuit that is that it needs to do that is bad. And I just never knew it. I just thought, oh, it's one of those you got to go out and start whenever you lose power. So he's going to fix that. And I can sit on my lounge chair just relaxing when I lose power, and I may have to restart my lounge chair. Anyway, wow, am I distracted? Okay, so anyway, we have a new puppy, and I want to talk about building updates, building product prices, where they're at. My garage prices from when did COVID hit? Whenever that was, 2018 or 19, somewhere in there, 17. I don't even remember now. It's been a while. We started experiencing price increases almost immediately in lumber. A 2x4 8, for instance, was like $2.83 or something per stick for a 2x4 8 spruce. Today it's $3.23 or something, but it went from $2.83 to $8 plus, and then went back down. So the first year, I was able to buy in bulk. A lot of you have seen the videos of when I did that. Pretty much filled my shop with lumber and plywood and anything necessary to build a garage so that I could guarantee my price because I had sold projects. And so that worked really well. But the next year, it was harder. It was almost every month I increased my price on a garage. I went from 16,000 up to 18, 19, 20, 20, till I think about a year and a half ago, it hit $26,000 in just, I think about 4 years, something like that. So today's prices, lumber has come back down. It was $283 and currently is $328 for a 2x4 8. So it's that much of an increase, whatever that is percentage-wise. I didn't figure it out. It's still higher than what it was, I'm going to say 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I said it. So also plywood, 5/8 CDX or 19/32 CDX plywood 4 years ago was $18 a sheet. Today it's $31 a sheet. It hit a high of $81 per sheet. Can you imagine that? Well, I couldn't actually. So I had, when you're riding the roller coaster of price, I don't want to say price gouging, prices just all over the world. When the plywoods started to go down in price, this store would have it for $40 a sheet. This was 2 years ago. And I thought, okay, that's where plywood's at. So I called another lumber yard to get, or I needed some plywood at that point. And I thought, okay, it should be in the $40 range. It was still $80 a sheet because they were not moving as much material because the price was going down. So nobody wanted their product. Well, they delivered, I forget, 20 or 30 sheets. And I got the invoice and I said, no, I can't do that. So shipped it back and went to the other place and got the plywood for 30 sheets. To pay 30 times $1,200, it's well worth sending it back and taking a trip to get it if you needed it right then. So anyway, that's what that was. That's what we did. And then it was across the board. Lumber going, when the prices, it's kind of like the stock market. Well, actually, you could watch lumber futures and see what they were doing. And the lumber industry followed pretty much the future industry as far as where prices were. So going up, it was a little easier to cover yourself going up. When it got way up, it got harder because you'd sell a project, and at that time I was stocking the materials for that project, so I knew I was locked in. There were a few incidentals that maybe I couldn't lock myself in on, or I could have, but like house wrap. I'm not a lumber yard, so I didn't have enough room to do all of that. So anyway, we got through that, and then the prices started, and me and the guys never took a pay raise through that whole time, trying to keep sanity for people for their projects. And so we kind of bit the bullet on that. But it came to the point where everything else was going up. Food was going up, gas was going up. Name it, it went up. But finally, the lumber had gone down, and pretty much a wood-based product went back down within 20% of where it was 4 years ago. In today's world, garage doors are currently at $1,150 for a 9x7 steel insulated garage door with glass and the tracks, everything needed to make it operational. 4 years ago, it was $600. So it's still, those are still way, way, way up. Windows, we use a vinyl double hung with screen. 4 years ago, they were $165. Today, 2 days ago, I bought two, and they were $325. So that's still more than almost double what it was 4 years ago. So I think that's vinyl related and maybe glass related in that that part. Metal roofing was somewhere in the dollar 4 years ago was in the $1.50 per linear foot, 3 feet wide and 1 foot in length. So if it was 6 feet, it'd be 6 feet times $3.30 versus $1.50 or 60 cents per linear foot. So that's where the metal roofing is double. So metal, and that's kind of across the board with, we use coil stock for our fascia and to trim out our garage door openings. And that's double. Roof wrap is not quite double, but it's up there. Roof wrap, did I say roof wrap? Both. House wrap and roof wrap, they're both like a synthetic product. They both are up probably 50% over 4 years ago. Concrete has been the most consistent of anything that we've dealt with, and I so appreciate that, even though their prices keep going up. 4 years ago, they were probably $130 per cubic yard for a 3,000 PSI mix, or a 6-bag mix, whichever you want to call it. Today, it's $162 per cubic yard. Plus, I don't believe 4 years ago they were charging a fuel surcharge. They do now. It's $30 or $50 per load. I can't remember which it is. And a lot of the lumber yards are charging a fuel surcharge where they weren't before, because fuel has it's gone up a lot. And so our living costs, that's where I may have rambled a little, I'm sorry. So our living costs are up. So lumber is about the only thing that's down. Let me look at my sheet. Vinyl siding we had just bought some, is $118 per 100 square feet. That would cover a 10-foot by 10-foot area. That's gone up from in the 90s probably, $95, sometimes 80 even. 4 years ago, it might have been 80. So that's 50% higher than what it was 4 years ago. So the combination of living expenses going up, fuel for our house, our vehicles, upkeep on the vehicles, the cost of vehicles. Holy smokes, Batman. That is way up. It's driven used vehicle prices up quite a bit. So that's why, the price we're at $27,000 for a 2-car ranch style garage, vinyl siding, concrete, does not include excavation, fill, backfill, anything like that. It includes setting up the forms for concrete and pouring the concrete and using rebar. Rebar has gone from 4 years ago, it was in the $5.50 per stick, and now it's $8.80, $8.50 per stick. So then sill seal, we use that. That's like $6 for a job, so it's not a big deal. Pressure treated bottom plate, 2x4 studs, double top plate. Trusses are up. I don't even have a current price. I think they're in the $150 per truss cost. And that's up. They were under $100 4 years ago. I don't know. I do know we're booked for the year, and we have some pretty good projects some fun projects. The jobs we've done have been fun. Doing the one we're just finishing way out in the wilderness. There's a place called Victory Bog that is a huge moose country, or it was. The ticks have pretty much wiped out the moose population here in Vermont, and probably New Hampshire and other states. Anyway, so this is a typical header that we make. This is going to be for a 2x6 wall. So it's 3 2x10s with filler in between to fill it out the thickness of the wall. Anything else I can ramble on about? I hope you enjoyed this kind of a makeshift economic update. We have been, the past week or two has just been really messed up schedule with rain and dealing with tick bites. I've had to go see the doctor and stuff like that, and just one thing after another coming up. But it seems like we're back on even keel, going full speed ahead. So hope you enjoy this. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, hey? Leave a comment. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. That would really help. I would appreciate that. And check out my other channel. Was it Ken's HO Modeling Railroad Adventures? The Ken's Scenic Journey, I haven't had a chance to do anything more with that. I will be doing more of that soon with my daughter. That's going to be fun. All right, see ya.